Hello guys, welcome back with Wesi Banda. Today we'll be reviewing for you a platform called HoneyComb Credit. We want to see if this is actually a good tool that we can add to our passive income and wealth building tool set. Now, HoneyComb Credit is a marketplace for small business bonds. You can find here bonds for businesses. Some of these bonds are secure and some of these are unsecured. And the return of investment that you should be expecting if you decided to go ahead and buy some of these bonds is anything between 8% to 12% annually. So it's actually a good return of investment, much higher than usually what you would get if you decided to go with corporate bond or government bond. Of course, with going with a small business bonds, which have higher return, you're already including higher risk. So let's go ahead and see exactly what do we expect in HoneyComb Credit. Now, if you come to HoneyComb Credit, you can see all of their offering under the live campaigns. We have here, as of the time I'm making this video, I believe around 7 live campaigns. You can see the status of each one of these campaigns. So, for example, this campaign is trying to raise, their target is 50K. Usually there's a minimum offering, maximum offering, and the business have their own target. So some of them may say, you know what, we need 50K, but if we get 20K, we will just borrow the rest from the bank. So it really depends. Before I jump into any of these, I want to highlight the minimum investment if you decided to go with HoneyComb Credit is actually $100. So it's not small. You need to keep that in mind. You can see exactly some of the information here about, for example, how much return should you expect if you buy the bond for this small business. Now, while they have really small businesses across the states, I have noticed that most of their campaign are actually focused on Pennsylvania. And it makes sense because this company is actually, which is HoneyComb Credit, is based in Pennsylvania. So you're going to find a lot of small businesses in Pennsylvania. It may not seem to be the case today, but usually that is the case most of days. I've been with HoneyComb Credit, I believe, since April. So I've been with them for a while now. And I'm going to share with you my experience. I'm going to show you how much I invested and the campaign I invested in as well. Now, one thing I want to highlight. HoneyComb Credit cannot be reliable for any of these. So you are buying bonds. These bonds have risk. You need to spend your own time. You need to analyze each one of these businesses and decide if you should invest on it or not. So the last decision here goes down to you. Hopefully all of these businesses are successful. But we know this cannot always be the case. Sometimes businesses just don't do well. So your analysis, how much time you're going to invest, will actually decide if you are doing the right investment. Now, my personal experience, if you want to invest in a small business that's actually trying to expand, or invest in a small business that just trying to launch. Don't invest in a business that's struggling and just need money to survive. Make sure if they're actually asking for money, they're either expanding or maybe opening a new location, whatever the case is, or they're just launching a small business from scratch. Now, FYI, raising money for these businesses through actually offering bonds is much better for them than going to the bank and borrow the money, because actually banks are very demanding, and the minimum return of our amount they actually would ask the small business is minimum 15%. So they're still actually getting great value of doing it through HoneyComb Credit. Now, some of you may actually remember I reviewed the SMPX, which is kind of similar concept, with the exception of, they pay monthly and they actually focus more on unsecured bonds. If you are interested in seeing the SMPX review, actually, you can find it in the information card as well as in the description. And I will be providing an update for the SMPX very soon. But for now, let's focus on HoneyComb Credit. So I'm going to go to one of these campaigns just to let you guys get the sense of what should you expect with HoneyComb Credit before I go to my own dashboard. So this company actually, their name is Simple Bread Company. They're located in Georgia. I believe they actually started only 2 days or 3 days ago. So every campaign from the time they go live, they have up to 60 days to collect the money or raise a fund. If they do not reach their minimum funding, HoneyComb Credit will just refund you the money. This is why I actually prefer to wait a little bit late until I see that the business actually will raise the money. I don't want to get my money, put it on hold, then get the refunded. And again, HoneyComb Credit does a good job with the refund. The interest rate here is almost 10%, not 10. This is how many investors are already in. They already put 5,500. It's 11% only in 3 days. So the chances is Simply Bright company actually will hit their target. At least my impression. Now let's go in. Here's what you can actually see about each one of these campaigns. Aside from documents, which I highly recommend people to check it out, you can come down here. You will see a review about the business. Usually they have a video, not all the time, but interview with the founder themselves. You can see some photos, background, overview, etc. I'm really interested in the project itself and what they're going to do with money. So as I highlighted, it's important to know what they're going to do with it. You can find here those guys want to buy new equipment, they want to expand their distribution, etc. So that sounds like a good cause. More information about the business. I'm not going to go through all of this, but this is a very important section. Actually, it's usually what I actually focus on first. Whenever I go ahead and try to look in HoneyComb Credit deal, immediately I go for the deal summary, because it highlights for me important stuff that I care for. Their offering amount, what are they trying to do, loan purpose is very important for me. What is the interest rate? This is why I'm giving them the money. Again, I love the social impact. I'm helping small businesses, but I'm also getting some profit. I care, to make sure that I'm not wasting my money, that my money going to go for a good cause, but it also going to actually work. I don't want to give up money to a business so they shut down and I lose my money, right? So this is a win-win for both of us. Now, usually all the payment, I notice this for pretty much every campaign I've seen on HoneyComb Credit. It's being paid by the business back on monthly basis and distributed to investors on a quarterly basis. Now, HoneyComb Credit would actually allow you to get the money directly to your bank account. So you don't have to do anything. Once you invest and they start paying back, the money will go directly to your bank account, which is something really I like. I don't have to, withdraw my money or whatever from HoneyComb Credit. It goes directly to my bank account. Now, here's a few other information. They think first 6 months from this deal, it actually, you're only going to get interest. And again, they are trying to be very friendly to the business. They usually give them 45 days, no interest, nothing, in order to help them, take some time to use the money. Then in this case, you have 6 months interest only. After that, 54 full payment. Some other times, they will just do the full payment immediately. It really depends. Another thing I really care for, there's a personal guarantee. It's a very important information for me. Another thing I want to highlight here, the security interest. So you need to understand, is this actually going to be first lion or is going to be in a blanket? For me, I prefer first lion debt or a loan, whatever they call it, because it means if God forbid the business go down, we as an investor get our money first once they start selling stuff. Again, God forbid, we hope nobody gonna lose their money, but this is something that we need to care for. Some businesses actually, they're gonna just say, hey, just like here, blanket liar of the company, which means the banks, if they have loan from banks, will get the first dip, and I don't like that. Again, I'm not saying it's a bad, still, my recommendation is spend some time and understand how it works. Now, they will give you also a table here of what should you expect if you're gonna invest. If you invest $100, again, one thing I hate about HoneyComb Credit is they charge me as an investor fees. Come on, I'm an investor, I shouldn't be paying, but I forgive them for it because I'm still making my money back. So I will be paying 2.85%, not only $2.85, because you can see the amount increase if I put more money. All the way, I believe, to 5K. After that, it's fixed. But still, it's a huge fee from my perspective. Most of the platform actually doesn't charge investors, so this is one of a kind. This is what you should expect in the interest only period, 2.43, and then every quarter after that it's 6.89. It takes some time for the money to come back. I started investing in April. My first payments literally took place last month, and this is why I actually waited this long to review it. I wanted to show you guys the money in, like I already got the money in my bank account and so on. It's important for me to make sure I tested everything before I recommend it for anybody. And again, I'm not associated with HoneyComb Credit. I'm not affiliated with them. They are not paying me for this review. So this is my personal review of the platform. Now, one thing I want to highlight also, the offering document is a good place for you guys to look. I'm not going to go through this. There's like 40 pages, but my recommendation, if you're going to invest in a business, you should actually check each one of these. You can see the balance sheet, income sheet, how the business is doing. And look, if you have a question, if you are not sure about what's going on, do not hesitate to contact a small business. There's a comment section actually where you can ask all your questions. And I personally don't joke around with these. If I'm interested in a business, I will go and ask. So Let me show you this business, Carter's Barbecue. I invested actually with those guys, but let's go down all the way to the comment section, where I went ahead and asked them a question, and they are very nice. They were actually responding to me in a very shortly, like a very timely manner. So I like that about them. So just keep in mind, if you're gonna invest, you need to understand the small business. And my recommendation: spend your time. My view, I believe, out of every 4 businesses, there might be only one good one. So I invested in around 16 businesses as of the time I'm making this video, and I seen probably almost over 50. I ignored many of them just because it either wasn't suitable or I'm not interested in the idea, but most importantly, if I'm not comfortable with the data they're providing me. One of the businesses actually got funded, and I was blown away, where in the balance sheet it's showing minus 120k, and I went ahead and put a comment asking the owner why there's minus 120k in this year. Her response to me was, oh, this is my salary from my full-time job. I was like, and why it's minus and why it's in your balance sheet? She could not answer that. So did she quit her job and she took 120k from the business? Well, she did not have the 120k, so is she adding it as a debt? So it's important to know that they understand how finance work, basics. If they don't know accounting or finance, they are not gonna make it. I gotta be honest with them. So it's very important to understand the data. And just an FYI, if you guys interested in kind of find out the best deals that you can find on HoneyComb Credit, as many of you know, and you are more than welcome to check my Patreon page in the description. I actually go ahead and review each one of these. I analyze it, and I do make one pager where I can say, hey, this business is recommended or it's unrecommended, and this is why I recommend this business. So if you don't want to do your homework with this stuff, or you just want my perspective on a very specific business, you are more than welcome to actually subscribe to my Patreon page, and I will provide you with a summary. So it's one pager. I will tell you if this is a good deal and the why. It's very important to know the why, even if I recommend it or unrecommend it. Now, I'm done with the campaigns. Let's go to my dashboard so I can show you guys how stuff been working for me. So once I go to the dashboard, you can see here, for example, my investment dashboard. I'm invested across multiple states. My biggest investment is Pennsylvania. As I highlighted for you guys, they have a lot of businesses in Pennsylvania. That's what you are seeing. I have invested in 16 businesses, 7 of them in Pennsylvania, and I invested $2,300 as of the time I'm making this video. Now, they have a tab here for following. If you just want to keep list of businesses, you can actually just like them and you'll be able to see them here. So I'm going to ignore that section altogether. It's not important. But let's go to the investment and document, because this is really one of the most important tabs in HoneyComb Credit. Now, if I want to see the business I'm invested in, I can actually mark the completed one and I can see their names over here. They're supposed to provide me offering document, which actually I checked in each one of these campaigns. I don't know why they are not here. This is an empty tab always. So I'm hoping this is going to fill up at some point. I have no idea what should I expect. I'm assuming it is the actual offering document that I decided to invest based on. Now, there's another tab here for individual investment documents. And I'm going to be honest, again, even though it's still empty, I believe this is where all of my 1099 end of the year gonna come in, because guess what? You are making money with each one of these small businesses. They have to report for you the money you made. So you will be expecting here, depending on how many businesses you invested in, as much document. So have fun with that. And again, I don't really mind it, as long I would prefer it if it's only one document. But considering the fact that I'm investing in different businesses, it makes sense that I'm getting 1099 for each one of them. Now, this is the last tab, which is actually a very important one. This is where you see actually how much money you got paid back. So as of the time I'm making this video, this is the only 2 businesses out of the 16 that already start paying me. And again, as I highlighted, it takes some time. I invested in these 2 a little bit earlier than others. The others are still in work in progress. I'm expecting one more business going to start paying me this month. So I'm looking forward for the money. I show you the period, the duration, and when the money got distributed, which was August 19. My return of investment so far on each one of these, and this actually, the first business here, Jordo, is actually paying me full payment, while the first, or I believe, which one is this one, from scratch, actually just paying interest. So again, the deal varies. The business work with HoneyComb Credit to decide how the offering should look like, but this is really how it works. Now, a few things I want to highlight. As much as I like everything I highlighted so far, And HoneyComb Credit looks as a promising investment platform. There's a few stuff I actually hate about HoneyComb Credit. And let's start first with their customer service. Now, they don't have a chat. They do not have phone number to contact them. The only way you can reach them is email support. So you have to send them an email. Now, if you're a question regarding an investment, like, hey, why this campaign is like this, or when I'm going to get my money, whatever, they will respond to you. If you contact them in order to tell them, guys, I have problem, I didn't receive notification, or for example, your platform sucks, or why you guys don't have this, they will just ignore you. I find that a little bit rude. If I'm giving you a criticism, you should actually take it and send me a thank you note, because I took the time and wrote for you the note. Again, I think the platform looks a little bit outdated. It reminds me with platforms like when we go to peer-to-peer lending, the lending club. Yeah, it works, but come on, the user experience was bad, and it affected me. I invest much less now on HoneyComb Credit than I was planning to put on from money perspective, because I don't want to keep track with every payment. And FYI, even these stuff that you are seeing here, or they provided me or posted the notification, I did not receive any email, and this payment took place in August 19th, so I saw them in my bank account. However, I didn't see them in HoneyComb Credit literally until end of August. So I have to wait a lot of time until I actually see this posted in my account. One more thing, one of these payments actually was due July. So there was a delay. It wasn't from the business, it was from HoneyComb Credit, because they are the one who processed the payment. The fact that they are late 1 month and I don't know why, no communication, no notification, I find that's a little bit very irritating. So there's a few stuff I don't like about HoneyComb Credit overall, but my personal recommendation, it is still a good tool for us to use, and I will still give them the Wealthy Panda approved seal. So if they would like to get it, they're more than welcome to contact me. Congratulations, HoneyComb Credit. So what I'm going to say for most of my subscribers, look guys, if you are interested to invest in small businesses, this is a good tool to add as well, just like the SMPX. I would still use it. I will just be more cautious about the type of businesses you are investing in, because you can actually end up investing in businesses that lose money. And I didn't notice, so even though before most of the bonds sold here are secure, I noticed, for example, some of them are not, like Colorado Manor. So keep in mind that not everything going to be secured. Is it worth it? So 10% return investment in unsecured bond, and the payment it takes that long. For me, for example, I would find it as an unpromising deal, especially when they have a bunch of other loans. So just keep in mind, there's a lot of stuff to keep an eye on if you decided to invest with HoneyComb Credit. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and smash that like button, and do not forget to subscribe if you are not a subscriber. Otherwise, how are you going to find out all the great tools that you can add to your wealth building and passive income toolset? Thank you guys, and stay tuned with Wealthy Panda.